Michael Joseph Jackson was an American singer, dancer, and performer who passed away on June 25, 2009. He was a recording artist as well. Jackson was born on August 29, 1958. Michael Jackson was such a pioneer in the pop music scene throughout the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s that he rightfully earned the title of King of Pop. Even after his untimely death in 2009, he continued to be revered around the world. In this video, we will be discussing Michael Jackson's life story, or you can say this video is a biography of him. So before we start telling you, we want you to subscribe to our channel to keep enjoying entertaining videos like this. Let's begin. Michael Jackson began his career in music with his siblings and other family members by playing in a band called the Jackson 5. When he was just 6 years old, he launched his professional career. The band put in a lot of work, traveling a lot of clubs and bars and playing a combination of Motown tunes. Jackson's father was in charge of the band. They attracted the attention of record labels, and in 1968 they got a recording contract with Motown Recordings. Reviewers were most drawn to the appearance of the youngest Jackson, who had the infant face. According to an article that appeared in Rolling Stone magazine, Michael has overwhelming musical skills. Michael distinguished out due to his remarkable zeal and his soothing, seductive musical voice. 4 of the group's tracks reached number 1 on the Billboard charts, including I Want You Back, ABC, and The Lover You Save. Michael did not have a joyful upbringing despite the fact that he was able to fulfill his dream of becoming a musician. His authoritarian father would often beat him and threaten him with violence. The legacy of trauma that Michael grew up with left him wounded throughout his adult life. By the late 1970s, Michael was considering going into the music business on his own more and more. Michael produced his solo album titled Off the Wall, with the assistance of music producer Quincy Jones. The album was an enormous hit, ultimately selling more than 20 million copies worldwide. Michael was able to earn the highest royalty rate in the history of the music industry as a result of the success of the record. 37% of total album revenue. Thriller, Michael Jackson's second solo album, is widely credited with catapulting him to the position of becoming the most recognized pop artist in the world. Thriller was able to climb to the top of the album sales charts with relatively little help from commercial advertising and marketing, and it remained in that position for a total of 37 weeks. It achieved 110 million sales across the globe and 29 million sales in the United States, earning Michael Jackson one of his many Guinness World Records. Thriller had multiple hits that peaked at number 1, including Beat It and Billie Jean. Michael Jackson gave a live performance on the television program Motown 25, titled Yesterday, Today, Forever, in the month of March 1983. The moonwalk, which is a signature dance move for him, was performed for the audience. During the dancing performance, he slides backwards with ease, appearing to keep one leg absolutely straight the entire time. His performance established him not only as a global icon of music but also of dance. Michael Jackson was a trailblazer when it came to the significance of music videos in the promotion of pop artists. This legendary performance has been compared to the historic appearance that the Beatles made on the Ed Sullivan Show in the year 1964. By the late 1980s, there was a growing number of publications that made rumors and speculations about Michael Jackson's private life, health, and physical appearance. Michael Jackson submitted himself to a number of procedures of plastic surgery in order to correct his nose and add a dimple to his chin. His complexion began to lighten in the 1980s. This was owing to a rare skin pigment condition. Nonetheless, this did not stop a flood of speculative news tales claiming he was bleaching his skin color. The media reported a wide variety of rumors and untruths about Michael Jackson, some of which were even Michael's own inventions, such as sleeping in an oxygen tent to avoid the aging process. I started working in the entertainment industry when I was 6 years old, and to paraphrase Charles Dickens, it's been the best of times, it's been the worst of times. But I wouldn't consider switching jobs. Even though there have been people who have purposefully tried to cause me harm, I am able to brush it off because I have a fantastic family. powerful religion, and wonderful friends and fans who have supported me in the past and continue to do so. The focus from the media caused Micheal to become more reclusive, and he spent the majority of his time at his Neverland ranch. Jackson addressed the topic of skin color transformation during an appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show. Alright, the first thing. As far as I am aware, there is no such thing as skin bleaching available there. Because I have a skin condition that causes the skin's pigmentation to fade, please understand that this is not something I can control. It saddens me when people make up stories that I don't want to be who I am, but when they do, it hurts me much more. It's a problem for me, and I have no control over it. In 1994, he tied the knot with Lisa Marie Presley. The marriage only lasted for a few years, but even after it ended, the two of them remained cordial. It was in 1996 when he tied the knot with Deborah Rowe in Sydney. They shared parenthood for both of their offspring. In 1999, they got a divorce, and Jackson was awarded exclusive custody of the children by Rowe. The 1980s saw the beginning of allegations of child abuse, which were later brought up again in the 1990s. This resulted in the People v. Jackson trial taking place on January 31, 2005 in Santa Maria, California. Jackson was found not guilty after a high-profile trial that lasted for 5 months. Despite the fact that the ordeal left him feeling emotionally and physically exhausted. He left the United States for the island nation of Bahrain, located in the Persian Gulf. The minute I started breaking the all-time record in record sales, I broke Elvis's records. I broke Beatles' records the minute it became the all-time best-selling album in the history of the Guinness Book of World Records. Overnight they called me a freak, the singer said. I broke Elvis's records, I broke Beatles' records. They referred to me as a homosexual. They accused me of abusing children and called me names. They say I lightened my skin using bleach. They went to great lengths to sway the public opinion against me. In the later years of his life, he struggled with both his health and his finances, which ultimately led to his death. It was speculated that the various drug addictions he developed throughout the course of his life played a role in both his poor health and his untimely passing. In spite of worries regarding his finances, it is reported that he amassed career earnings of $500 million and had assets in the Sony/ATV music publishing portfolio worth more than $300 million on their own. Even though the world is filled with hatred, we must not give up hope. In a society when there is a lot of anger, we still need to have the courage to console others. In a world when there is so much hopelessness, we must yet have the courage to dream. And in a society so full of mistrust, we still have to summon the courage to believe. Micheal Jackson passed away on June 25, 2009, in a rented property in the neighborhood of Los Angeles, California. Work that Micheal Jackson has done for charity. Micheal Jackson was a supporter of a wide variety of charities. This featured a burns charity located in Culver City, California, in the United States. After an accident in 1984 during the making of a Pepsi commercial in which Micheal Jackson was burned, this followed. In addition to this, he provided financial assistance to HIV/AIDS organizations at a time when doing so was unpopular. In recognition of his contributions to organizations that work to rid the world of alcoholism and drug addiction, President Ronald Reagan bestowed upon him a medal in the year 1984. He gave away all of the money he made on his 1984 victory tour, which was approximately $8 million. Together with Lionel Richie in 1985, he also contributed to the writing of the charity hit We Are the World. Over 30 million copies were sold, and the money made from those sales was donated to charitable organizations serving underprivileged people in the United States and Africa. He remained active in charitable causes until the very end of his life, sponsoring charity concerts such as aid for victims of the war in Kosovo. So this brings us to the end of the video. What do you think about Micheal Jackson? You can share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe before you leave. Thanks for watching.